In this next lesson, I'm going to show you how to place your first inventory order. There are several things we're going to do in this lesson. The first is going over the criteria for placing your first inventory order. Then next, I'm going to do an Amazon Seller Central walkthrough to show you exactly how to do it in Amazon Seller Central. And then I'm going to show you how to track that order once it's sent to Amazon. Let's dive in now. Placing your first inventory order. So now you have everything set up in your Amazon Seller Central account and we're ready to place that first inventory order that you're getting ready to send to FBA. This is a couple things I want to go over here, and then I'm going to do a walkthrough in Amazon Seller Central and show you exactly how to send that first order to the FBA warehouses. So first of all, the order quantity. Now the optimal amount that you want to be ordering for your first order is somewhere in the range of 100 to 500 pieces of your product. Just realize this is going to be based on your financial situation and your tolerance for risk, your risk tolerance. If you can only do 100 pieces, that's fine. If you have to do less than that, that's fine too, but the optimal amount is this. You really don't need to go more than that. In fact, usually I recommend 100 to 200, but if you can go up to 500 pieces, that's fine. You have no problem selling these on Amazon, so that's not going to be the problem, but you definitely are going to want to take some things into account. So first of all, you're going to plan to give away at least 10 to 25 pieces that you're ordering here and you're putting into inventory into Amazon. And you're going to be using that for getting reviews from your family and friends and maybe some other people. But you're going to definitely want to do 10 to 25 pieces, and that's to get your first reviews, and it's going to help sell your products moving to people that are going to be ordering organically from you. So just make sure you take that into account. So if you can only put 50 pieces into stock and then you want to give away 10, realize only 40 of those are going to sell and make profit from. So let's make sure you take into account that you do have to give away some of your inventory in order to get those first reviews from your family and friends. And we're going to show you how to do that in later modules. And also, it's very important that you realize that you're not spending money here. You're actually investing in an asset, which is your inventory, and that's going to be sold at a higher price later. So really, if you're actually making money by purchasing inventory from the cash that you currently have on hand, it's likely doing nothing for you. Like maybe it's sitting in a bank account where it wasn't doing much for an investment for you, but you're putting this into an investment in your business that you're going to be able to make profit from. So make sure you think of it that way, that you're not spending this money, you're really investing into your asset, and you're investing into yourself and investing into your business. I just want you to take note of that as well. So we're going to go through now and do a walkthrough in Amazon Seller Central and show you exactly how to place your first inventory order to send to the Amazon FBA warehouses. So let's move over to our Amazon Seller Central account now. Okay, so I'm now over in my Amazon Sellers account. I'm going to show you exactly how you're going to go through and send your inventory into FBA Amazon. You'll do this for whenever you're sending a product into Amazon every single time, whether you're doing it for your first order or you're replenishing your stock. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you want to go to Inventory and Manage Inventory. That's going to bring up all the listings that you currently have in your Amazon Sellers Central. And so the first one we have here is the one that we just recently put in a few lessons ago, which is our fogless shower mirror. You see I have the whole title there, and it's showing that we have 0 available right now because there's nothing in FBA inventory, and so it's inactive right now because there's no stock in Amazon. So there's two different ways of doing this. You can do the drop down arrow here to the right of actions, and if you scroll down to where it says send replenish inventory, you can just click on that and that'll take us to the screen we need. Or you can click, if you're doing multiple different products here, you can do the checkbox and go up to actions at the top of the screen, and same thing, send and replenish inventory. So either one of these two work, and that takes us to the screen which says, well, first of all, this is asking us to convert to Fulfilled by Amazon. For some reason, it had not fully gone through yet, so that's okay. We can just go over here and click Send Inventory. And now this leaves us on the page that we were left at before when we're doing our listing. So this is exactly where we want to be here. So this is where we go through and we create a new shipping plan. So as you see here, we can create a new one. If we have one already that we maybe saved and just didn't process yet, we can do an add to, but I usually never do that. I always am creating a new shipping plan. So it has a ship from address right here, and you can either, if you're going to be shipping directly from your supplier, you would put your supplier's address in there, wherever that may be coming from. If you're shipping it from your home or home office, you would put that address in there. So whatever it is, you would go through and you click on the ship from address here, and you can fix it to wherever this is going to be shipped from. Now, if this is shipping from international, you're going to be just printing off the FBA labels to send to your supplier. Or if you are international and you have the product that you're sending from your house, same thing, you're going to be printing off those labels
You're going to be shipping them either from the supplier's shipper's account or your own shipper account, but you're not going to be able to use Amazon shipping discounts that we get when you can actually ship from the United States, from a United States address to FBA warehouses. So anyway, I'll just show you that here in a second once we get a little bit deeper into this process here. The next thing here, it says packaging type, and you can choose individual products or case package products. Now, you just want to ask your supplier this. If you do case package products, for example, maybe there's 50 of your pieces in a package box, and that's how it comes in a case. And if you're doing, say, 200, that would be 4 boxes of 50. That would be case packed products. Okay, if you're doing anything that's an odd number, or it's just not packaged in a, like, let's say you have 50 in one box, 40 in another, 10 in another, or maybe that's a bad example. Let's say you're doing 125 and there's 101 box and only 25 in the other. Those would be shipped as individual products. So for my example here, I'm actually doing 4 boxes of 50 pieces in a box. So I'm going to do the case packed products. I'm going to click on this right button here. It says continue to shipping plan. All right, so it's going to bring up send replenish inventory, and you see it renamed the date that I'm actually doing this right now, which is 5/9/15 at 3:20 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and the ship from address is going to be right there. We're sending this FBA in the United States, and case package products. So if you need to change any of this, you can actually then you could change right here, change to individual products. All right, so we scroll down here, and it's going to ask for information about your product. You see right here on the page, I never put the dimensions in there for the shipping dimensions. So like I said before, with certain things, FBA needs certain pieces of information. So I'm going to go ahead and put that information there now. All right, so I've put in the dimensions, 8 by 6 by 1 inches, and you hit save, and that'll be the last time that they ask for that information, because then they'll know the dimensions for future orders. The next thing we want to put in here is please enter the quantity of units you'll be sending. So like I said, I'm doing 4 cases of 50, so here I'm going to put 50 units per case, and there's 4 cases of those. So it's doing 4 cases of 50, and you see it'll show total units 200. So you just want to make sure that when you're setting this, that this amount right here for the total units is equaling to the amount that you're going to be sending. If you're having your suppliers send directly to the Amazon warehouses, you just want to make sure that they tell you how many cases they have, how many boxes, and how many, what the amount that's in that box, so you can do this correctly. So I've already asked in advance here, and in this example, and they said they're shipping 4 boxes of 50 in a case. So I've gone ahead, and that's how I've done this. So you can ask them what they're doing, so you can actually then put it correctly into your order here for FBA. So once you have that, you can go ahead and click continue. And the next thing it's going to want to know, it's going to want some prep required information. Now, you only need to go over here to where it says all products. And then we scroll down here, you see the product that we're sending, which is the fogless shower mirror. And it's going to ask for prep guidance. Just going to click on apply to all here. And it's going to bring up a separate box. And it's going to ask for the prep category. So if you have any of these things that you have to include, you would put those different things. If you're doing baby items, you would have to do baby products. But here, none of this fits the criteria that we are sending over, so we put no prep needed, and we're going to hit choose. And then it says who preps. Now this has to do with the Amazon ASIN label that you would have to print off and put onto your packaging. And if you are having Amazon do that, so if you want them to put that label on for you, you would actually then click on Amazon here, and it's going to ask you for some information. Yes, you agree to the terms. They're going to charge you 20 cents per piece per product to put these labels on for you. So some people like to do that if you are not having your supplier do it. In this case, I'm actually having my supplier put the labels on there. So with the first order, I'm having them put my name brand on the product, and I also gave them the ASIN code to put on the product, and they're doing that for me. So in that case, I would click on merchant. Okay, if you're not having this done, if they're sending it over just with the without that, then you're gonna have Amazon do it for you, and you have to agree to the terms and all that. Okay, so for this example, I'm doing that. This is being done by my supplier. You could also have this done yourself. If you are having this shipped by yourself or from your office directly to Amazon, you could print off those labels and have them added directly, with an address label, print them off and put them on yourself and save you the 20 cents per product if you want to do that. But sometimes it's easier just to have Amazon do that. But in this case, like I said, I had merchant do it. So I'm going to click on merchant and click continue. And now it's going to ask for it's going to tell me exactly what I need to do here, and that's where we need to have labels for that product. So because I said that I'm going to do that, that the merchant is going to do it, then you could go here and print those labels off. So if you're having your merchant do it, if you didn't have this done in advance, you would just click over here, print labels for this page. And you see they're already doing 200 for the 200 units that I did. In the future, you can actually, we're going to show you how you can have your supplier build this right into the packaging. So it'll be right on the packaging. So we're going to click on print these labels for this page. And we're going to open it as a PDF. And just I'm going to show you an example of what this looks like here. All right, so this has gone ahead now and opened up these labels. If you look here, this is an example of the label. It has the barcode there, and it has the tracking that's specific to your ACET number, and it has a little description of what the product is, and it has that it's new. So you would actually take this, if you're having your supplier do it, I would save this and have it emailed or Skyped over to your supplier, and they can just print this off and put this onto the product if it's not there already. If you're doing it yourself, you can print this off and have it done yourself on address labels, or like I said, you can just pay Amazon to do it, and it's 20 cents per product. So that's really easy to do, and I'll also show you a place where you can get that as well, in addition to doing it through the screen here. Let me show you where that is right now. Okay, so I opened another window here. I just want to show you real quick. If I go back to the product there, how we can print these labels off before we even start doing that inventory order. If you want to do that in advance, you could just click on actions. You can do the check and do the actions up here, or you can just click on to the right, drop down there, and see where it says print labels. You can just click on that, and they'll give you the same options that we had before, and you can choose how many labels you want to print and go that direction. Sometimes with suppliers, you just have to print one label, and you can just send over that PDF file over to them, and they would be able to take it from there and put the labels on for you. So that's just in case you need to do that separate from the order. So we're back here where we were now in the process of sending our first inventory order over to FBA Amazon. So let's say we've already now printed those labels and had it taken care of. We're going to go click on continue. All right, so it's all ready to go here. Now Amazon is telling us that we have this new shipment ready to go. We're going to be shipping one SKU, which is just the shower mirror, 4 cases, and it's 200 units, and it's telling us that we're going to ship it to Moreno Valley, California. Okay, so here is a chance where you can actually go through and change something in here. What I like to do is I like to come in here and add a little description, so when I see this in my Amazon Seller Central, I know what shipment this is. So I'm just going to go through and add some description here. All right, so I just added shower mirrors. So now I know that this is an FBA shipment from the 9th of May, and it's my shower mirrors. Okay, so that's all ready to go. I'm going to agree that, yes, I'm going to send these to Moreno Valley, and I'm going to approve the shipment. All right, so it brings up this page now. It just shows us our shipment name that we have that we just created, the shipment ID. And then the next thing we have to do is we just have to work on the shipment. So I'm going to click on Work on Shipment. All right, and we just scroll down here, and it's going to give us some more information. You can review and modify the units here if you wanted to, but we have our 200 that we're ready to go. We're going to be shipping it by small parcel, so we don't have to do anything with that. If you're shipping this from a U.S. supplier and or you're shipping it from your house in the United States, you could use the Amazon partnered carrier, UPS, and this will make so these boxes will be really super cheap because you're using Amazon's rates. So if you are doing that, you would just come down here and start putting the information for the boxes. If you're not, then you're going to use an other carrier over here, and then you're just going to select whatever. You're going to ask them what carrier they're using, or maybe you arrange that with them. So for this example, we're going to do other carrier, DHL Express, and we're going to come down here. Now we have 4 boxes, so you can put 4 boxes in here. I'm actually not going to do that because I'm going to show you how you can just copy this down pretty easily. So you're going to ask your supplier what the weight is of the boxes, and I already asked in advance what that is, and they told me that what the weight and dimensions were of the boxes. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in here now. All right, so I put in there 25-pound boxes. It's 18 by 14 by 10, and this is in inches. And what I'm going to do is, because all 4 of these boxes are the same, all I have to do here is copy last box. And it goes right into, makes exactly what we did before. So copy that 3 times. So we have the 4 boxes that are exactly the same, and then be shipping. Now, if those are different, you just go through and put what they are from, like say maybe 3 or 1, and the last one's a little bit different because it was a smaller box or something like that. You can just go through and correct that. So that's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is you can put the number of boxes in up here. That would put that information in there, and you can put the dimensions and the weight in there. So once that's all set, you would scroll down here and go on to where it says print box labels. I'm going to click on that now, and that's going to bring up another box asking for a PDF. And once I open that, you'll see that it has these one box of 4 and 4 boxes of 4 on this page. It has 4 different FBA labels, and these FBA labels will be given to my supplier, and all I have to do is tell them to put these on the box, on the outside of the box, and this is the address that they're going to be shipping it to right here, and we'll be all set. Okay, so each of these boxes will be identified as FBA shipment coming directly from you, and it'll be identified with this barcode right here. And you just make sure you tell your supplier that you're going to be shipping it to that address. All right, so I'm going to go back here now and show you a little bit differently. If you were to do it, if you are shipping from the United States, then you would actually click on the Amazon Preferred Carrier. And we're going to do the same thing as before, no differently. We're just going to put the same dimensions we had in there before. All right, I've put the dimensions in my box. I'm going to copy them down 3 times, so I have our 4 boxes. And then this time what we're going to do, the only difference now is we're actually printing our postal labels as well, the actual packaging labels in addition to our FBA labels. So this one I'm going to click on Calculate. It's going to tell me how much it's going to be for those 4 boxes, because the 4 boxes, 25 pounds, is 100 pounds total. And it's going to tell me that it's $29.05. So 100 pounds, 4 boxes. That's very cheap. And this is again, like I was saying, it's very cheap to be able to send through Amazon, the preferred, if you're actually sending from the U.S. to the U.S. warehouses. So I click on there to accept the terms, and I click the charges. I'm not going to do that right now because I'm not actually setting this order. But you do the same process as before. After you accept the charges, you're going to print the labels. Now this time you're going to have the FBA labels, plus you're going to have the postage labels that are going to go in those boxes. So you're either going to send those to your U.S. supplier to have them sent directly to the FBA warehouses, or you would do it yourself. If you have the boxes at your house, you're going to do it the same way. You're just going to put the FBA label on the front, and also the postage label for the UPS on the front, and then all you have to do then is drop them off at the UPS drop-off. Okay, and after you do that, you would just complete the shipment, and you're good to go. All right, so what I did here is I just actually did it back to the DHL one. I'm going to click on Complete Shipment so I can show you exactly what this looks like. So it's going to ask me then to enter the tracking numbers for the different 4 boxes. Once you get that, either from your supplier or you have that you actually did yourself, you would actually go ahead and enter that tracking information in there, and then you would hit Save All. And once you do all this, the tracking will be kept right inside your FBA account, and I'll show you exactly where you can find that too. You're going to put that in there, you're going to save it. And you can also come up here to the top here, and you can, once it's shipped, you can mark it as shipped, and it'll show like that in your Amazon Seller Central account. So lastly, if you go to Inventory and you click on the very bottom one, Manage FBA Shipments, this is where you're going to see the shipments that you have that have already been closed, the ones that are ready to ship, ones that are already in process, that sort of thing. You see the first one here. Now we have our the one I just created, which is the shower mirrors one from May 9th. It has the shipment ID. It was created when it was last updated, and you see it has the destination of the Ontario FBA warehouse address, and it's ready to ship right now. So I didn't click on shipped yet because I'm not shipping anything. I'm actually going to delete this here in a second, but it's ready to ship. If it was shipped, it would tell you that, and then once it starts tracking, it would have the status of that tracking right in here. So you can actually come in here later, and you can see exactly when it's being received at the warehouse, and when it's being processed, all that stuff. And when it's closed, that means it's all been completed. So this is where you can find that information: Inventory, FBA, Managed FBA Shipments. So that is it for placing your first inventory order. I hope that is very clear and helps you get your inventory quickly over to the FBA warehouses, no matter if you're sending it through your supplier or you're doing it yourself, and whether you're sending it international or you're doing it from the United States.